Hi, my name's Mark Bullock. I'm very proud to be the Sports Marketing Manager here at the University of Nottingham. I'm hopefully going to take you through an overview of our performance analysis technology. So in 2020, we completely reconditioned our 3G pitch at David Ross Sports Village, and we were able to install 2 brand new cameras from AP Capture, which were networked in, which allowed us to have a 2-camera perspective of our pitch, and something which our coaches and our players have really looked forward to. And it's really helped take on their coaching education to the next level. From having our first 2 cameras installed, we obviously saw a huge benefit to our players, both from the information that coaches were able to share with the players and also the individual points of development that players were able to take from looking at their own performances. That benefited probably 4 or 5 different sports that were playing on our 3G pitch, including men's and women's football, American football, and to some degree rugby as well. But we have a lot of sports that play on there, including lacrosse, etc. So we wanted to try and extend the benefit across all of our sports facilities. We have some world-class facilities here at the University of Nottingham. We're very proud to be Sports University of the Year. And we're set across 3 campuses, which all have fantastic sports provision. And we wanted to make sure that we provided sports analysis, performance analysis opportunities at each one of our centres. Here at David Ross Sports Village, we've got 4 concurrent sports halls. We've got squash courts here, swimming pool. We have a little bit of everything really, and we have performance sports and teams playing in those environments on a day-to-day basis. So the coaches need to take their programs onto the next level. Performance analysis is a large part of that, whether that's from the 3G data perspective or actual bringing in camera technology to film training, practice and competitive fixtures. So we look to expand on our original 2 cameras. We're now up to 12 cameras here across our 3 sports centres, which enables us to film any of our 75 sports and to provide the best level quality of footage possible. I think one important thing to say is whilst we can have the highest level quality coding in place and the best practitioners, actually the quality of footage is incredibly important. And I'm sure there's performance analysts out there nodding their heads right now, because the vantage points that we're able to get from our gantry and from our masts that we have here at David Ross and also our hockey centre provide the perfect vantage point for really high quality analysis of our fixtures. You'll probably see in some of the footage and clips that will be shared during this video, but we've got cameras that are on halfway lines at the end of courts. We've got them on our gantry, and we've also got eagle-eye cameras in the roof of our sports hall that provide literally a point of contact analysis for things like badminton, volleyball, netball, etc. So some really, really high quality visuals that can then be translated and distilled down into really good data, both for the coach and therefore for the players. We train our students to operate our cameras, and the tech threshold is quite low. So we're able to train them very quickly and to provide them with the best education, how to use the cameras and how to use AP Capture. We were able to do that quite quickly from a camera operator perspective, and that really allows our clubs to support themselves, really. The more people that are trained as students to support this program, the better. It's also really empowering for students to be able to film their teammates and for them to film in some aspects themselves, so they're able to clip up some of their own content, particularly for things like squash. We have players that are able to record and film their own practice, their own sessions, so they can analyse and be critical of their own performance and to make the improvements that are required. So we're able to quickly onboard the technology and install the technology with students to help us provide more camera feeds, more footage. One of the most amazing things about being able to broadcast our games live using AP Capture technology is the fact that we can open a window to our sport environment and to all of the live sport that we're able to deliver here. We streamed 100 games live last year. That's only going to grow as we increase the amount of technology that we have available to us. And that's really enhanced the image and reputation of the university. We can now be seen, and our sports program can now be seen by millions of people around the world. and it really gives us an opportunity to shout about our award-winning sports programme. Sporting experience is a fundamental part of our programme here, and we want to provide the best student experience on campus. Providing live sport and allowing parents, friends, family, alumni, sponsors to be able to come and watch players play at the highest level of student sport is something we've been able to achieve and will continue to grow over the coming years. So whilst there are a number of automated camera technologies out there, actually one of the benefits to manual operation is for coaches to really dial into certain areas of the pitch at key times and key moments. In particular for American football, and even our practice sessions, we're able to train our cameras on 2-3 different areas of the field at any one time, which allows us to do specific drills on certain areas of the pitch that we wouldn't be able to do if we had a capture-all shot that ball tracks. It really allows us to present the best possible footage for players and then being able to self-analyse and critique their own performance. We're slightly beyond having generic kind of ball tracking, which is quite commonplace in the market. We're talking, we have a technology for AP capture in something that's quite specific, very targeted, and allows coaches to really dial in on the content they want to capture, very specifically the content that they want to analyse. When we installed the first cameras in 2020 here at David Ross Sports Village, those 2 AP capture cameras were able to give us a bit of a dual threat. Primarily they were installed from a performance analysis perspective. Our primary focus with camera technology is to provide better technology to support the coach environment. And that has been a fundamental change in our approach. We provided our athletes and our coaches with all the best technology and opportunity possible. But one thing that was particularly appealing about the AP technology is the ability for us to go live with that technology. All the cameras are networked, and they're all IP cameras that are PTZ controlled. So we are able quite quickly not only to manipulate the cameras, but also to push that content live. One of the best features of AP Capture and the software allows us to have multi-camera view at any one time. It also allows us to select cameras from any of our venues. So because we're all connected and all of our cameras are connected to the same network, we're able to draw down multiple cameras across our building. And we have 8 cameras installed in this building alone. So at the click of a button, I can select any of those cameras from any of our sports environments and train them on exactly what I need to at any one time. It's particularly important for game days, as we usually have multi-camera feeds for most of our sports. That allows us to have a really nice live camera, but also from a coaching perspective, it allows us to make sure that we prioritise the performance analysis angles that are most preferable. In American football, for example, everyone who's watching a fixture is expecting to have the NFL kind of game day experience, the sideline cam at the snap of a ball. From a coaching perspective, the angles at the back of play from a really high perspective are really important. So it gives us the flexibility to adjust the cameras for the audience from a live output, but it also gives us the opportunity to prioritise the coached environment, make sure that the right footage gets the right coaches at the right time. So we've had some fantastic feedback from across the industry actually, both from some of our competitors who are quite keen to find out kind of how we're shooting, the angles we are, how we're getting the quality of footage that we are, which is great to hear, albeit in a competitive space. Equally, we've had some great feedback from coaches in particular, and from national governing bodies and other teams and competition organisers who are looking for similar or equivalent quality. Our coaches in particular are extremely impressed by the flexibility the platform offers, also the speed at which they can draw down clips and content, and how quickly they can surface those to our student athletes. So speed is key, but also in the HE industry, we're obviously challenged with workforce. We are fully fledged performance programs at a very high level in many of our sports, something we're incredibly proud of. But at the same time, we aren't a professional club. We don't have a full-time team of performance analysts here. and therefore the camera technology allows us to surface media and clips to players and coaches quickly, and helps with some of our workflow challenges that we have when we have a somewhat limited workforce outside of the professional space. So it really does give us the flexibility that we're looking for. I would highly recommend using AP Capture and working with Analysis Pro. I think the relationship is more than just a supply relationship for camera technology. We've worked closely with AP Capture to make sure that the solutions that have been selected are right for us. We have lots of different sports that have lots of different technological requirements, be that from a coding perspective or from cameras and the location of those cameras. There are minimum operating standards for broadcast and for analysis for certain sports, for which we have to provide tape. And so in order to fulfill some of those, we need to make sure that we are working with a partner that understands our needs, and we've definitely had that with Analysis Pro.